Hello guys, in this tutorial, we are going to learn how to make an LED blink and fade using Arduino. And these are the materials that we need. First is the Arduino Uno, 2 pieces 200 ohms resistor, jumper wires, a breadboard, and 2 pieces LED which we have red and green color. So this is the diagram for our circuit. So we can see here our Arduino Uno, and then we have here the 2 LEDs. So we can see that the negative legs of our LED are connected to the ground part of the Arduino Uno, while the positive leg of our red LED is connected to number 3 pin of the Arduino, while the number 2 pin of the Arduino is connected to the positive leg of the green one.
So this is the actual connection of our circuit. So we can see that the ground of legs of our LEDs are connected to the ground pin of the Arduino Uno, and then the red LED, the positive leg of the red LED, is connected to number 3 pin of our Arduino Uno, while the green one is connected to number 2 pin.
So before we move further, these are the common ways to know the LED polarity. So an LED has a polarity, meaning it only conducts electricity in one direction. So the positive terminal is called the anode, while the negative terminal is called the cathode. Common methods to determine them are by the following. So first, we can use the length of the LED LEDs. So here, it is a basic LED component. So we can see that it has a longer leg and a shorter leg. The longer leg corresponds to the anode or the positive terminal, while the shorter leg is the cathode or the negative terminal. The next method is by looking into the metal plates inside the LED. So we can see here, when you look on the inside of the LED, we can see 2 metal plates, a thinner plate and the wider plate. So the thin plate corresponds to the anode or positive, while the wide plate corresponds to the cathode or the negative. So another method that we can use is by looking on the bottom part of the LED. So when you look on the bottom side of the LED, you can see a flat side. So this flat side indicates that this side is the negative part or the cathode. So we will discuss first our LED blink code. So at the top, we will declare first our variables. So we have variable green and red. So the green variable pertains to number 2 pin of our Arduino, while the red variable pertains to number 3 pin of our Arduino Uno. So here in the void setup, we are first going to declare the pin mode of our variables for our pins. So we set both the pins into an output because we are going to use them as an output for the LEDs. So here in the void loop, we are going to use the digital write function to set the value of our pins. So we set the value the pin of the red LED and the green LED to low for their initial values, and then after 1 second, we put here a delay here of 1 second. So after that delay, we will again set the values of our pins into high. So again, we will put another delay. So these functions will going to run continuously. So we will first check the verify our code. So we can see here we don't have errors. So we will now upload our code. So now we can see that our code is uploaded to our Arduino Uno.
So this is our working output. So we can see that both LEDs are now blinking and they have a delay of 1 second for each blinks. So how about if we want them to blink faster, and also if we want them to blink alternatively? So we can do that by changing our code for the Arduino.
So if we want to change the interval for our blinks, we can do that by changing here the amount of delay for each change of these values. So you can set here, you can say that we want here 0.5 second, so that's the 500 milliseconds. So now we have them a delay of 500 milliseconds. So after that, we also want them to blink alternatively, so we can set here the value of the red LED to high first, and then the green LED to low, and then after the delay of 500, we will set now the value of the red LED to low while the green is high. So we will check our code. So we can see that we don't have any errors, so we can upload it to our Arduino.
So after uploading our code, this is now the working output. So we can see that the LEDs are now blinking in a faster rate, and also they are blinking alternatively.
So we are done with the LED blink. So we are going to move into the LED fade function. So first we are going to declare the variables that we are going to use. So just like in the LED blink, we also still have the green and the red variables, which will hold the pins that we will use on our Arduino for the LEDs. And then we have a new variable called brightness, which is initial value of 0, and this brightness variable, the value of this will be supplied to the pins. And then we have here the fade amount variable, which has a value of 5, and this fade amount will be the value that will be subtracted or added to the brightness value. And then inside the void setup, we will set the pin modes of our pins to output, because we are going to use these pins as an output for our LEDs. So inside the void loop, we are going to use now the analog write function. So in analog write function, we can supply, so unlike the analog digital write function where we can only supply high or low values, in analog write we can supply a value ranging from 0 to 255. So we will set the value of red and green pins to the value of brightness variable. So here we can see that it has a value of 0 as an initial value. So after setting the values of our pins, we will set the brightness value to brightness plus the fade amount, which is equal to 5. So we can see here we have a condition that if the brightness is less than or equal to 0, or the brightness is greater than or equal to 255, which is the maximum amount that can be supplied to analog write, we will change the fade amount to the negative counterpart. So for simple explanation, it will change the fade amount to positive, and then to negative, and then to positive alternatively. So after that, we can change here. We have a delay here of 40 milliseconds. So we will check our code, verify it, and then upload to our Arduino Uno.
So here is the working output for our LED feed. So we can see now that the red LED is doing the fading effect. But we also notice that the green LED is only turning on and off. This is because the green LED is connected to pin number 2, which is not a PWM pin, unlike the red LED, which is connected to pin number 3, which is a PWM pin. So we can differentiate PWM pins from non-PWM pins by looking at the tilde symbol beside the number or the pin number. So if we want the green LED to also fade, we will change the pin to a PWM pin.
So because we want also the green LED to do the fading effect, we will change this pin, what the pin that we use for the green LED. So we will going to use the pin number 5, which is also a PWM pin. So now we'll verify this code and then upload it to our Arduino.
So now, after uploading our code, we can see that the green LED is also doing the green fading effect. So don't forget to transfer the pin from number 2 to number 5 here. So you can see that both the LEDs are now doing the fading effect.